Ghana's Tema Oil Refinery, the nation's only homegrown refinery, has long been a critical part of the country's energy infrastructure, but in recent years, it has struggled to remain operational. Once a powerhouse in Ghana's oil refining industry, the refinery has been plagued by inefficiencies, outdated infrastructure, irregular crude supply, and mounting debt. Now, things are about to change. President John Mahama has taken a decisive step to restore the Tema Oil Refinery. He has made his intentions clear and has brought in Edmond B. Combat as Deputy Managing Director, a seasoned energy strategist and financial expert. Combat has been tasked to lead efforts to bring the refinery back to life. Stick to this video as we discuss this long overdue renaissance of the Tema Oil Refinery and also how exactly did Ghana's only state-owned refinery fall into crisis. Let's break it down. But before we commence, I would implore you to like this video and hit the subscribe button if you haven't, as we bring you riveting content always. Now, Tema Oil Refinery was officially built in 1963 and later expanded in 1991 at a cost of $36 million, bringing its total capacity to 45,000 barrels per day. At its peak, the Tema Oil Refinery was expected to meet Ghana's domestic demand for refined petroleum products while also supplying neighboring West African countries, an ambitious yet simple goal. However, over the years, the refinery's fortunes began to decline. Instead of being a pillar of Ghana's energy security, the Tema Oil Refinery has spent most of the last decade struggling to stay operational. One of the Tema Oil Refinery's biggest challenges is its aging infrastructure. The refinery's processing units, storage facilities, and pipelines have not received the necessary upgrades, leading to frequent breakdowns and costly repairs. Without proper maintenance, many of its units have been left idle, limiting production capacity. Another major challenge has been securing a stable crude oil supply. Unlike more advanced refineries that have long-term contracts with oil suppliers, the Tema Oil Refinery has faced disruptions and delays in acquiring crude. This has led to prolonged shutdowns, leaving the country to rely heavily on imported refined petroleum products instead. Perhaps the most significant issue has been the Tema Oil Refinery's financial struggles. This is the main reason why Mahama has appointed Combat. Because over the years, the refinery has accumulated massive debt, making it difficult to secure funding for crude oil purchases, equipment repairs, or operational costs. The debt burden has pushed the Tema Oil Refinery into a cycle of inefficiency, where it lacks the financial resources to run effectively. As a result of these challenges, Ghana has increasingly relied on imported refined products, despite having a refinery that could meet much of the country's needs. Recognizing the strategic importance of the Tema Oil Refinery in Ghana's energy landscape, Ghana's President John Mahama has taken decisive actions to revive the refinery. His approach has focused on the appointment of strong leadership, bringing in experienced professionals like Edmond B. Combat, as earlier stated, to lead the Tema Oil Refinery's transformation. He also plans to stabilize crude oil supply, as establishing new agreements to secure a consistent supply of crude oil and prevent future shortages is paramount. He also intends to restore operational capacity by addressing maintenance issues and ensuring that the Tema Oil Refinery can operate closer to its 45,000 barrels per day capacity. As part of this effort, Edmond B. Combat has been named Deputy Managing Director of the Tema Oil Refinery. With a strong background in energy strategy and finance, his role will steer the Tema Oil Refinery towards financial and operational recovery. President Mahama's decision to appoint Combat signals a shift towards result-driven leadership. The refinery cannot afford to repeat past mistakes. It needs leaders that can attract investment, drive efficiency, and push for transparency in operations. According to the president, this appointment is a critical step in ensuring that the Tema Oil Refinery regains its place as a key player in Ghana's energy sector. The goal, according to the president, is not just to restart operations, but to position the Tema Oil Refinery for long-term sustainability and profitability. The restoration plan and the revival of the Tema Oil Refinery requires a comprehensive plan to address its technical, financial, and operational weaknesses. A key focus has been on repairing and upgrading the Tema Oil Refinery's processing units to improve efficiency and output. Without these upgrades, the Tema Oil Refinery will continue to face frequent shutdowns and unplanned outages. Also, for the Tema Oil Refinery to function reliably, the government must ensure a stable and consistent crude oil supply. This means establishing long-term agreements with local and international crude suppliers to avoid the refinery sitting idle for extended periods, which is a shock that this is even a discussion, as government should have secured all local extractors to refine their products with the Tema oil refinery, which clearly isn't the case. The refinery's financial health is crucial for its survival. Clearing some of the outstanding debt and restructuring financing will help the Tema oil refinery become more attractive to investors. Even with all the technical fixes, the Tema oil refinery needs strong leadership and accountability measures, and I think that's sorted, as it needs a better financial management, transparent operations, and efficient workforce. Hence, the training will be key to ensuring the Tema oil refinery remains viable in the long run. If successfully revived, the Tema oil refinery's comeback could have far-reaching benefits for Ghana's economy and energy security. It will even fill the role of the $10 billion petroleum hub project, which also seeks to refine Ghana's crude oil, at the same time supplying it to a large chunk of African nations. Some of the major impacts will include reducing dependence on imported fuel. A functioning Tema oil refinery means that Ghana will no longer have to rely as heavily on expensive fuel imports. It will also stabilize fuel prices, because with a local refinery in operation, fuel prices could become more stable, reducing the impact of global oil price fluctuations on consumers. It will also create jobs and boost the economy, as restoring the Tema oil refinery means more jobs for Ghanaians, not just within the refinery, but also across the entire petroleum value chain. It also strengthens energy security, as a fully operational Tema oil refinery ensures that Ghana has a greater control of its own energy supply, reducing exposure to global supply chain disruptions. These are just a few of its benefits, and it's to show you that the Tema oil refinery is actually a very important aspect of Ghana's petroleum value chain. While these efforts are a major step forward, the Tema oil refinery's long-term success depends on efficient execution. The refinery cannot afford to fall back into the old cycle of inefficiency, mismanagement, and financial struggle. For this to succeed, there must be a strict financial discipline, which Mahama has looked to take care of by the appointment of the seasoned strategists and financial experts. And many are just looking beyond the titles to see if this actually succeeds. It is too soon to decide, as the appointment was just made, but the need for transparent operations to build trust among stakeholders is paramount, and also strategic partnerships to ensure stable crude oil supply and long-term sustainability is being looked forward to. President Mahama's intervention is a bold and necessary move, but the real challenge lies in ensuring that these plans are implemented effectively. Will this be the turning point of the Tema oil refinery, or will the refinery continue to face obstacles in its journey towards recovery? The Tema oil refinery's revival is a critical moment for Ghana's energy sector. With new leadership, a clear plan, and a strong government backing, the Tema oil refinery is being given a second chance. But will this be the long-awaited transformation that Ghanaians have been hoping for? Only time will tell. What do you think about this move by President Mahama? Can the Tema oil refinery finally become a competitive force in Ghana's petroleum industry? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to like this video, as it goes a long way to inform more people. Share and subscribe for more updates on Ghana's energy sector and global infrastructural development. Check out this next video on other amazing projects happening right here in Africa. Thank you, and on to the next video. Be sure to check this next video out.